and welcome to my third practicing video. What I found interesting after I did the first two practicing videos, I took a look at them and it was really interesting to see what I was doing while I was practicing, because I've done recordings before, but I've never recorded my practicing on video and I've never actually watched myself practice. So even if these practicing videos don't give you any benefit, you might consider recording your practicing and just taking a look at what you're doing. Because, for example, what I noticed is that I was getting very bogged down with details. Now, it's not that detailed work isn't important, of course it is, especially with something as complex as this. But it's not the only thing, because in the end, what I have to be able to do is play the piece through. And if I play in concert, I only get one chance to do it. So I have to also always bear in mind that the flow of the piece is actually what I want to do and not practicing details. So today I want to do less note for note practicing and do the same section that I did last time, maybe one bar more, and play it through and see if I can get a bit more of a flow in the music and concentrate a little bit more on a swinging movement of my right arm and trying to bring things together. It won't be any good yet because it's just too fresh. But this kind of stuff also needs to be worked on. So let's see, we'll just have a go. I'm just going to start playing and then I'll see where that takes me. Okay, plenty of work to do, and I also notice the place where I always stopped last time in the practicing session, I noticed that I kept on stopping there. So in this bit, it's probably makes a lot of sense to practice it as a whole as much as possible. That doesn't mean that I can't stop and repeat something, but I should basically have the general attitude of doing the whole thing. So let me have a go again. Important is that the small notes, that I have to take quite a lot of bow for that because they just won't sound. Now I have a lot of notes to put on one bow here. And a good thing to do, if you have to save bow, don't save bow in the beginning, save bow in the middle, because that way you can go into a note with more bow and more of a swinging movement, then you save your bow and then you can go out again, you've got some space that makes the notes a bit more alive. Okay, I found it very beneficial even when practicing, and I make a mistake, like everybody just heard, to keep going, because it's not like there's no way I'll make a mistake on stage. Definitely I will make mistakes, and it's important to actually practice keeping going and not stop as soon as one makes a mistake, because then you're practicing stopping after a mistake, and that's the last thing you want when you have to perform it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart a little bit, because I want this beginning, this that connection. I don't have a flowing movement in my arm, it doesn't feel right, so I want to concentrate on that. Apart from the intonation, especially at the end, as far as my feel in the right hand, that was better. So now I'm going to start at the usual bit that I usually start, because I need to work at these arpeggios afterwards. They are very difficult. I'm in a very high position. It's hard to get it to sound when the string is so short. And it's also difficult to hear because of the chromatics. So I'm going to see what I can do just by letting my ear lead me. It sounds a bit strange, but I'll just see what happens. Okay, I'm going to have to do that slowly once, because I just don't hear fast enough. Damn that fourth. There it is, finally. God, that took a while. Okay, now the very important thing basically in violin playing, particularly in solo playing and particularly in Isai, is to make sure that the low frequencies, the low notes on the D and G string, especially on the G string, they have to have lots of resonance for the quality of sound. Because unlike when I play with piano, where there's plenty of bass notes, my lowest note is the open G string, which is not really a low note if you think about, for instance, what a piano can do. So I'm going to do the same bit, and I'm going to concentrate on that. on the fourth cooperated, so thanks for that. Okay, so I'll try that a little bit faster and see if I can get the lower frequencies out and resonating nicely, and hopefully I won't have too many compromises in intonation when I pick up the speed a little bit. And that E string. Okay, well, I guess I'll see when I watch the video if that was really better. It still feels very, very difficult, so I don't at all feel comfortable with it in any possible way. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take that bit and go through it slowly one more time, concentrating on sound and intonation, so that I finish with a decent feeling. At least I can finish this feeling I played in tune, even if there is no rhythm and the bowings aren't correct, but at least that's something. I like doing that. I like finishing with the correct version, even if it's ultra slow, just for my confidence, and it seems to be quite good that the correct version is the last one I do. So I'm going to go through it really slowly, concentrating only on sound and intonation. That obviously means that the rhythm won't be existing, and I'll have to use different bowings as well, because if I do it slowly I don't have enough space. So I'll do that. That's hard. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that for now. I don't think it'll get a lot better if I do more on that, and I definitely want to move on now. I actually wanted to move on today already, but after what I saw of my last videos, I decided to just go through this one more time. It's very hard for me to move on because I'm never satisfied and I have to compromise a little bit. So that's where my perfection really gets in the way. It's not very helpful. But let me know in the comments, well, first of all, if you find these videos any good, and also if you have any suggestions, if you notice anything. Like, high chances that you'll notice something which I don't, because sometimes I just don't see the wood for all the trees. So let me know in the comments, and see you next time.